All right, guys, quick video on macronutrients. So today we are going over the very basics of macronutrients just because it's a big topic. But as long as you know the basics of macronutrients, you should be fine, especially to start out with. So the three macronutrients, protein, fats, carbohydrates, you need all three. Basically, these three macronutrients give you fuel for your body. Obviously, all three of them do. They are all essential. Your body cannot produce some of them, so you need to take them in with food. And that is why we need to have a healthy diet, so that we're making sure we get what we need. So let's start with protein. We hear a lot about protein. You can get protein a lot of different forms. Protein is like, if you think of the structural part of your body, muscles, bones, things like that, that's what protein helps with, the structural function of your body, which obviously is very important because we need that. It's the building blocks for our bodies. And, as far as like taking in proteins, a lot of different ways. Meat, obviously, but if you're vegetarian or vegan, you can do through protein powders that do not contain whey or anything like that. So you would go with more soy-based, any form of like non-dairy protein, of course. And as far as like how much you should take in, that kind of depends on your goals, and that's really why you would need to reach out to someone so that they could help you discover how much protein you would need for your goals. But anyways, so protein, obviously very important. Bones, muscles, all of the structural integrity of our body based on protein. Okay, let's move to fats next. So fats is more like the protection part of our body. So obviously we get energy from that, but it helps store the things that we need as well. It helps protein get to where it needs to be. And, as far as like eating too much of it, obviously we know that's bad, eating the unhealthy fats, but the healthy fats are really, really good for us. And it is necessary for our bodies. So, way that you could get healthy fats is through olive oil, cooking with olive oil. Avocados are a really good source. So anything like that. And you can look at a list online. You can Google healthy fats and figure out how to eat those. Okay. Let's move to carbohydrates. That always seems to be like a hot topic, especially with like keto diet and things like that. So carbohydrates, it is the body's preferred choice of energy, and especially for the brain. So if you feel like if you've ever eliminated carbohydrates from your diet for whatever reason, because some fad diet told you that was what you should do, then you've probably noticed that you have a lot of brain fog. Like you can't focus, or you just feel sluggish or whatever. You need carbohydrates to function. Your brain needs that. So please don't remove a macronutrient completely from your diet, because your body needs all three. So anyways, carbohydrates are good for you. Obviously, there's a whole conversation online with nutritionists, dietitians, doctors, and if you have issues with your blood sugar and things like that, obviously you need to talk to your doctor and follow those guidelines with a nutritionist. That's very important to know about yourself. But if you are not sensitive to carbohydrates and you function normally, your pancreas is working, your organs are okay with it, then definitely I would recommend keeping carbohydrates in your diet. It is essential. So one of the interesting things that I feel like I discover people don't know about macronutrients is that they don't know how many calories per gram each of the macronutrients are. So protein, for every gram of protein, it is 4 calories. If you move on to carbohydrates, for every 1 gram of carbohydrates, it's 4 calories. But when you move on to fat, it is 9 calories per gram of fat. So when you calculate, and you don't have to calculate anything, you don't have to track any of your food unless you're really wanting to learn how to do that. But if you're calculating, or if you're starting to write it down, or starting to learn how to read food labels or anything like that, you need to know that essential information that, for every gram of fat, you're getting 9 calories. For every gram of protein, it's 4, and for every gram of carbohydrates, it's 4. So when you are learning how to track, learning how to calculate, that information can definitely come in handy. So I think that's it for Macronutrients 101. I don't think I need to dive into all of the myths or arguments or conversations about how these things work. As long as you're eating a healthy, balanced diet, you'll get all 3. And, there's really no concern if you don't have any health issues as far as, balancing these macronutrients. So that's all for today, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.